Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne. Today I'm out here in my garden. I'm getting ready to plant my tomato plants. I've got, I think, 25 of them here. I started these from seed a few months ago, and they need to be put in the ground. And it's been a number of years since I did a video about planting tomatoes, so I thought I'd do a new video and show you my technique for planting them, as well as how I trellis them, my labels that I'm using, and just, you know, the fertilizer that I'm using and all that sort of thing. All right. So let's get started planting some tomatoes. Okay, like I said, I've got 25 plants here. Most of them are 4th of July. And like I said, I started these from seed. I got these nice little labels that I'm printing. I plan to do a complete video on labels. So if you subscribe to my channel and click that bell, you're more likely to get a chance to see that video, because I got some great labels that I print, as well as other things. I've got labels that are good for short temporary, long temporary, kind of permanent, and I've got some that'll outlast me that I'll be showing you in my video about plant labels. But anyway, to show you what I got here, I've got 4th of July's, which is a variety that I've planted for years. They produce well, they produce early. Generally, if I plant all my tomatoes at the same time, my first tomato will come off one of the 4th of July plants. That traditionally is what happens. I've also got Better Boys and Cherokee Purple. So that's what I'll be planting. I'm gonna go down this row right here. This is my trellis. I'll show you a little bit more about that in a little bit. I'm gonna put my plants about 2 feet apart, maybe just a little bit more. I think in the past I put my tomatoes too close together. I think if I spread them out a little more and give them more air circulation, I think they would do better. And also I'll be showing you the fertilizer that I put in the bottom of the hole when I plant them. All right, let's get going. Okay, here's a tip that I showed people years ago, but I haven't also shown this tip in a long time. If you notice on my rake, I got markings. If this will focus on my rake, see, like that's 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, and 4 feet's here somewhere right there. So if I'm looking to put something 2 feet apart, I don't have to go get a tape measure. I just get my rake, because I'm generally going to have it out here anyway. Trellises, I've been using these things for years. They're not really cheap to get started on. I buy these metal posts. I think they're 7 feet, drive them a foot or so in the ground. These panels are, I think they're 7 feet by almost 4 feet. I get them at, well, the big box stores, but any place that sells stuff for concrete. This is actually reinforcing wire for concrete. It's a little cheaper than that stuff you go to Tractor Supply and buy that's galvanized. I mean, I know that's a lot nicer, but some of these panels I've probably been using 25 or 30 years, and they still work just fine. Same as the post. If you take care of them, they'll last you a very long time, so that makes the cost of buying them to get started a lot easier. All right, now I'm gonna start digging some holes for my tomatoes, and we'll get these things in the ground. Okay, I readjusted a little bit. I decided that I wanted to get all my all my 4th of July tomato plants down this one side. So I put my plants a little closer together. And as I dig into this soil, you may notice it's awful hard and dense. It is. Look at that those earthworms there, that's great. This particular soil I bought from a local garden supply place. It's supposed to be raised bed garden soil. I have been very disappointed with it. This is the worst bed I've got as far as the soil is concerned. But in the last year or two, I've been adding alfalfa to these beds, and what that does is it adds nutrients that draws earthworms in, and the earthworms are really showing up this year. What I didn't have so many in years past, I'm seeing a lot of earthworms just as I dig these little holes. Now after I got my hole dug, I take a little bit of bone meal, about like so, put it in the bottom, stir it in a little bit, Then I take my tomato plant, set it right in the bottom. I like these red solo cups for starting my plants. Now I started them in smaller cups and transferred them to the red solo cups when they started after the seeds germinated. But I like the red solo cups because they give the plant more depth. And if you know anything about tomato plants, and I'm sure most of you do, they like to put deep roots down. So I like the red solo cups because they're a little bit taller. All right, that takes care of that one. I'm gonna put my stake next to it, and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, that's about it for today. I'm running out of daylight out here. The sun is setting. I can just barely see a little glimmer of it over there, so it's going to be dark soon. And I got the 4th of July's planted, excuse me. I didn't get the Better Boys or the Cherokee Purples planted. I'll get those done tomorrow. But I wanted to tell you about the supplements that I'm using. This is Burpee's Organic Bone Meal. I'll put a link to that in the description. You can buy any of this stuff at Amazon or most any garden supply place. This is Estonia Organic Tomato Tone. I did not put any of this in the holes. This is water soluble. After I get all my my tomatoes planted, I'll come back with this tomato tone and water them from above. And also I'll pull a little more dirt in closer to the tomatoes plants because I like to plant them kind of deep, but I'm gonna let them grow a little bit before I pull all the soil up to them. So they'll be a little bit deeper when they're finished, but that'll be a few days at least. And you may have noticed also, normally I would put some normal fertilizer like a 10-10-10 or something like that in the bottom of the holes when I plant stuff. I didn't do that today. But the reason I didn't, just a few weeks ago, I went back to all my raised beds and hit them pretty heavy with some 13-13-13 as well as some alfalfa, because the alfalfa adds nitrogen as well as the regular trifecta fertilized, the 13-13-13. So I don't really feel like I need to add that right now, but I will be adding the tomato tone later after I get everything planted. And then throughout the season, every 2-3 weeks, I'll be coming back and hitting them again with the tomato tone just to keep them producing well. I think I said this is a little bit too high for these tomatoes. They're going to fall over before they get up to it. I'll tie these up to the bottoms when they start getting a little height. And then after that, I just weave them through here so I don't have to tie anything up after that. I think that's about it. As I said, I'm running out of daylight here, but you know, if you subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it, and click the little bell. It'll help you find my other videos. And like I said, I will be doing one about the ID labels, and these I particularly like. I think they'll last for years. I'll be talking about those in that video, and I've got other ID labels that I'm using on my blueberry bushes and blackberries and things that will certainly outlast the plants. They'll probably outlast me. So if you're interested in some good ID labels as well as some cheap temporary ID labels for your plants, that video is coming soon. So ring the bell and you'll be notified when that hits the YouTube. So that's about it. At this point, I'd just like to say I really appreciate you visiting, and I just hope you have a great gardening season.